Today, we reach a milestone. 4 years ago, the first ever cohort of Born Global was about to begin. The first Tasmanian startups in the first Tasmanian Lean Startup Incubator. These first entrepreneurs and inventors decided to reject the safety of the old way to do things. They sought a challenge, faced hard work, and took scrutiny head-on. In each cohort since, Tasmanian founders with ideas, dreams, and the fire burning within have tackled society's problems and developed solutions with commercial viability and global scale. They've jumped in the deep, completed months of intensive lean startup training, failed, learned, and failed again on the well-worn path to success. Today, we reach a milestone. Today, the 100th founder through the Born Global Incubator will graduate, and their startup will be released to the world. Welcome to the first 2022 Demo Day for the Enterprize Born Global Incubator, powered by Aurora Energy.
Enterprise acknowledges the Tasmanian Aboriginal community as the traditional owners of the land on which we operate, and I pay respect to their elders, past and present. I'm Casey Farrell, CEO of Enterprize. Welcome to Demo Day for the first cohort of the 2022 Born Global Incubator program. I am so excited to be launching 8 fantastic new Tasmanian startups with you today, which takes us to that great milestone of having 100 Tasmanian founders participate in this program. They've each completed our 12-week intensive incubator and are ready to share their ideas with the world. In this cohort, we have startups solving problems across fintech, food tech and agritech, aged care, publishing and education. They've proven their solutions to be viable, scalable businesses that will have a global impact. And we're so lucky here at Enterprise to be supporting these founders in the earliest stages of their entrepreneurial journey from right here in Tasmania. I'd also like to acknowledge the amazing support of our program partners, Aurora Energy, who have gone above and beyond this cohort, helping every single founder through mentoring, pitch feedback and training, as well as continuing their financial support for the program to be delivered at no cost to founders. Now, if you're watching this stream live on the Enterprise website, you'll have noticed that we've given you 50,000 virtual dollars to invest in the startups. You can do so by clicking the plus and minus buttons next to each team, which will adjust your investment in $1,000 increments. This is a bit of fun, a way to give some simple feedback to the teams on their performance today. Invest it all in one team or spread it out a bit. You can change your investment choices right up to the end of the presentation. Okay, let's get started. Here's Amy Fogarty, Program Manager for Born Global, who will introduce each of our incredible graduating startups.
Introducing Carbon Locker, here's Sam Whitehead.
Businesses around the world are finding themselves in an economy that demands they offset their emissions through the purchase of carbon credits. They buy these carbon credits by paying other businesses to do things like planting trees. As the trees grow, they suck carbon out of the atmosphere and convert that carbon into wood. And for every tonne of carbon that a tree soaks up, the business that planted it earns a carbon credit. This global trading of carbon credits is valued at $1.2 trillion. Unfortunately, planting trees isn't enough. If the tree burns or dies and rots, the carbon re-enters the atmosphere as carbon dioxide. This leaves corporate buyers feeling ambiguous about whether their well-intentioned money will actually deliver the positive climate impact that they're looking for. The market needs more producers who can be sure their carbon stays in its solid form. Carbon Locker takes woody waste and puts it through a specialty kiln which essentially bakes it, and in the process produces excess heat, flammable gas, and an incredibly valuable solid form of carbon known as biochar. When we make biochar, we also make carbon credits, and because the carbon in biochar remains as a solid for hundreds to thousands of years, Carbon Locker gives corporate buyers in the carbon market confidence that their money is effectively tackling the climate crisis. Biochar is incredibly useful in agriculture and construction. For example, when applied to agricultural soil, it absorbs and then slowly releases both water and nutrients, giving plants more of what they need more of the time. In construction, it enhances the structural integrity of road base and concrete. The global biochar market is set to be valued at $4.5 billion by 2025. Why here and now? Because Tasmania is implementing a statewide landfill levy that will raise $8 million in its first year. And some of that money will be spent on initiatives that reduce the volume of waste going to landfill, such as Carbon Locker's projects to upcycle woody waste. I'm an experienced environmental scientist, co-founder of another successful values-driven scale-up, and I'm passionate about applying the power of business to climate action. Tasmanian grown, I honed my project management skills with some of the largest engineering consultancies all over the world. I know and love Tasmania and Tasmanians. I've got the partners, skills and experience to deliver effective woody waste solutions right here, right now. So, if you've got an expensive need for gas or heat, or a problem with too much woody waste, I'd love to hear from you. Carbon Locker will find the right solution for your needs and build the appropriate project, leaving you and our collective future better off.
Introducing Baxis, here's Imogen Muller.
This is a lost property bin overflowing with around $6,000 worth of lost property. I've often been told by my parents, "Where did you see it last?" Of course, I can never remember where I last saw the jumper or drink bottle, and my parents end up having to replace that $60 jumper I just lost. After some research, we found this to be the case for many other parents. 96.6% of parents say that their children have experienced the loss of property in schools. The most common estimate for the loss of property over 12 months was $51 to $100. In just one school alone, there was an estimated loss of $67,000 in just a year. With over 9,000 schools in Australia, that makes the loss over $600 million nationally. Luckily, we have found a solution. Imagine this. You've just lost your favourite jumper. You're devastated. But it's okay, because you've recently bought a Baxis QR code, so you log into your account on Baxis and someone has left you a message. They tell you that they've found your jumper and they're leaving it in a nearby store for you to pick up. Lucky you bought that QR code. There are around 82,000 students in Tasmania alone, and there are around 4 million students in the whole of Australia. This means that if we were to sell our product for just $10, even if only 5% of our target market responds, our business will be sustainable, with an annual revenue of more than $500,000. Our product is different because we don't use bag tags and our QR codes protect your privacy. They don't contain your contact details, so when someone finds your lost item, they can message you via an account code on our website, so they won't go anywhere near your private information. With the contact information on the property, whoever finds it could track the child. They could find out where they go to school, where they live, what buses they take, and more. This wouldn't be possible with Baxis, because the people who find your lost property don't go anywhere near your private information. The way we're going to sell our product is through a website, which is also where people can receive messages. Our team is currently made up of students who have seen firsthand how much lost property is in schools. However, we're supported by people like Katie Cooper, who founded and directed Disruptive Co. and was founder and chief facilitator at Start School. We are also supported by Simon Muller, who is the owner, founder and director of Unirolls, Greenpeace Australia and STEM Jobs. He's also an amazing father and a grandfather to a puppy. I'm Imogen, and my role is to pitch and analyse market research. Lillian is also a part of our team, and she's our creative thinker. We're looking for an investment of $100,000 so that we can get our startup into the market within the next 12 months. If you are interested in investing, email us at help@baxis.com.au.
Introducing Pop Art Press, here's Nikki Horan.
E-commerce tools and online marketplaces have made it possible for creators and makers to realise their dream, a career as an artist. But the reality is, if you're one of these commercially successful artists, you're not making much art all day. Instead, you're busy, building your social media following, fulfilling orders, maintaining your online store, and doing all the other work of an online business owner. For these artists to continue to be commercially successful, they simply must find ways to maximise the income on the artwork that they do make. A great way to do this is create a book filled with their art. Why a book? Well, firstly, it's a beautiful medium for artwork. Also, it has an accessible price point. While original art by your favourite artist might be expensive, a book is far more affordable. And it's portable, making it easy to post. And with the right production values, a book can become a beautiful piece of art itself, a new work that the artist can feel proud of. But it's tricky, time-consuming and expensive for artists to create books because mainstream publishers and self-publishing models are just not set up to publish artists, only authors. That's why I've created Pop Art Press. Pop Art is an art-led micro-publisher, a hybrid model developed especially for artists. We give artists practical and creative support and publishing insights and a choice of great art-specific book formats to deliver a beautiful book tailored especially for the artist market. Most importantly, the book repurposes that artwork that they've already created. Pop Art's model is unique in that it meets the artist halfway. It leverages all those efforts that a commercially successful artist has already put into building their social media following and building up their online store. Pop Art provides the best practice know-how and manages every stage of the production process. We offer an informed and collaborative approach and our industry partnerships. Our model is built on pre-orders. Once the minimum pre-order is hit, the book's a go. To get a sense of the market potential, let's look at one of the world's biggest online craft and maker marketplaces, Etsy. Last year, it hosted 7.5 million sellers and more than 95 million buyers, and that's just one online marketplace. My name is Nikki Horan, and I'm a commercial book publisher with proven success working with artists and a long list of best-selling and award-winning books. Most recently, I collaborated with one of Australia's most popular artists to deliver 3 #1 bestsellers in just 2 years. I've also collaborated with world-leading brands. I understand the importance of brand and how to translate the DNA of an artist brand into a best-selling book. I have the skills, expertise, commercial understanding and industry network to deliver on the promise of Pop Art Press. I have interest already from artists excited to get on board and a talented pool of publishing professionals standing ready to support our publishing efforts. I'm seeking $150,000 and financial expertise to ensure Pop Art Press is built on strong foundations. With this investment, we can be in the market and cash flow positive within 18 months.
Introducing Life Stories, here's Ingrid Anderson.
If you died tomorrow, how would you want your life stories told? Too often it's left to friends and family to retell our memories, to imagine what stories we'd want told and to recount them secondhand. How important would it be to you to have your story told in your own words? What if you could easily collate your life stories, your funny stories, travel stories, classic moments, and true life lessons, heartfelt memories, a living eulogy at the end of your life story, told the way you want it to be told. Something more than that photocopied A5 funeral service handout. It would be a book upon the shelf, a keepsake for friends and family, the story of you, something which could be shared with generations to come. That's where life stories comes in. Over 90% of people consulted agreed that they would embrace an opportunity like this, a catalyst to gather the important stories before it's too late. Life Stories gives you, your friends and your family opportunity to share the memories, and you remain in control of how your story is told and remembered. Life Stories is an easy-to-use, simple online platform that guides and prompts people to collate a selection of their own life stories. The end product is a quality book containing these stories and memories. There are a range of product options which can be tailored to the individual. The book can then be given away at a celebration event before you pass away, or handed out as a keepsake at your funeral. Revenue will be achieved through tiered product packages, budget through to premium, advertising and sponsorship. The funeral industry in Australia is a $1.6 billion industry. Australia's ageing population is fueling that figure, along with dying with dignity bills. There is a real opportunity here to engage with that market, to include life stories as a premium funeral package add-on. This concept is being piloted with the funeral industry, but how many milestones in life are there ripe for storytelling? You could even collate your stories once every 10 years. There is currently no accessible, easy way for people to do this for themselves. Photo printing stations and self-published books just don't give people the support needed to achieve a quality, tailored outcome. This is not an Instagram story. It's not a Facebook page. This is real memories, real stories. This is a quality, tangible product that will stand the test of time. This is your story. People want to tell their story, and existing funeral homes just don't cater for this type of product. I'm an advocate for people having their own voice, and I am very passionate about the ancient art of storytelling. I have a university degree in history, the ultimate storytelling, and I have over 12 years' experience as a senior project manager. I have the skills and drive to see this project succeed. I want to empower all of us to tell our own stories. I am asking for investment to help with product development, and I am seeking partnerships with existing funeral service providers. Please contact me. We all have a story to tell. What's your story?
Introducing LecTito, here's Tim Westcott.
This is Sebastian, a Chilean teacher of English who's incredibly dedicated to his students. He knows they have different interests and that a one-size-fits-all approach to assigning readings doesn't meet their needs. So he spends upwards of 2 hours every week compiling reading materials for his students to give them the best chance of success. Precious hours he's missing out on spending with his young son. He's tried turning to tech, but his options are either so clunky that they waste more of his time, or they're built to replace him rather than support him. Sebastian isn't alone. There's 12 million other teachers of English as a second language who collectively spend over 1 billion hours per year facing the same problem. Introducing LecTito, an online platform that makes it easy to find reading materials that are matched to an English learner's level and interests, and provides tools to make that reading practice more effective. LecTito uses a recommendation algorithm, similar to the one used by Netflix, to track a user's interests and ensure that they're recommended content that will keep them motivated to practice reading. But we can't match on interest alone. Materials need to be challenging enough to promote learning, without being so difficult as to be incomprehensible to the learner. Reading at this level inevitably results in repeated interruptions to look up words or idioms. LecTito's in-app tools reduce this task-switching load. Inherent to the LecTito experience is a suite of teacher features that allow teachers to set student goals and easily track class progress while using the platform. There's well over 1 billion English language learners globally, taught by over 12 million teachers, in an industry projected to be worth $55 billion by 2027. Yet there is surprisingly little effective technology aimed at making the lives of ESL teachers easier or tackling the 1 billion hours of lost teacher time. I've been drawn to this project because I have a unique combination of skills as an experienced web developer with a deep understanding of the theory and practice of second language teaching gained through my studies and experience in the field. This allows me to spot synergies between the technology and pedagogy of English language reading that few others can. This contrasts with existing players in the market. Our most well-known competitors aim to replace teachers rather than support them, a strategy effective in getting language learners on the platform, but less effective at helping them succeed. Others are focused on effective learning strategies, but look and behave like they're fresh out of 1999. We can tell ourselves that looks don't matter, but when a teacher or student makes a snap judgment on the quality of a resource, they matter a great deal. LecTito will use a freemium model to gain market share while covering development costs. Access to learner features will be free and unrestricted, with teacher features available for a monthly subscription. To grow market share, we'll partner with teacher training institutions and use enthusiastic early adopter teachers to champion use of the platform. LecTito is early in development, and we're looking to build a small but mighty team. I'm looking for a business-minded co-founder to complement my technical and domain knowledge. If this is you, please get in touch through our website, lecti.to.
Introducing Synfona, here's Tiffany Ashdown.
Imagine using 12 different versions of this spreadsheet every single day. Imagine using another Word document to find all the staff that are available to put into these spreadsheets. And now try and communicate any time you make any change across the nearly 500 columns with someone who's on the go. This is the reality of orchestral rostering. Orchestras lose valuable opportunities for their section leaders to rehearse or perform each week to rostering. That means that orchestras are paying their professional musicians to plan instead of play. Across the orchestra, this is over $60,000 per year in salary cost alone, and that's before the roster is handed over to administration to enter into an expensive system that looks like this. A first in this space, Synfona places the musicians at the centre of our design and lets them see their schedules quickly, and we provide admin staff with simple tools to easily navigate an often complex roster. You've seen how clunky our competitors are, yet 340 orchestras pay thousands of dollars each year for these systems and still use the spreadsheets I showed you. There are 600 professional orchestras globally and many community and youth orchestras, let alone university or educational ensembles. If we sign up 30% of these 340 orchestras, our revenue would exceed $1 million annually. Synfona is easier to use and much more cost effective than our competitors, and we're much better placed to service customers across those markets. We're currently beta testing in community orchestras and providing demos to 2 of the 10 professional Australian orchestras, 2 orchestras in America, and a consultant working with more than 60 arts organisations in Europe. The Synfona team is made up of James, our software engineer, who has over a decade of experience as a classical musician, working all around the globe, including most recently with the Tasmanian Symphony Orchestra. Jeremy is an award-winning digital designer who uses his philosophy of human-centred design to create simple yet powerful digital products. And I'm Tiffany, and I've had a career in both political administration and the financial services industry, enacting organisational change and managing projects involving high-profile stakeholders. We have big goals supported by big achievements. We've developed an MVP over the last 12 months, and in addition to our time, we've invested our own money to develop the app. From here, we're asking for investment to aid us in servicing the demand we've already received. We're looking for $200,000 of investment to take Synfona to the world. Join us to make orchestral management a breeze.
Introducing Plate of Care, here's Lydia Nuttall.
What do you visualise when I say aged care and food? My expertise is applied every day to make a difference for aged and NDIS people striving to keep their independence at home. The lack of skills and training with food support is real. The demand for in-home carers is a massively growing market. There's already a staffing shortage, creating huge pressure to employ even more people with little or no experience in this vital area. Without training, the quality of meals continues to decline. Put simply, there is no relevant training. There's nothing out there. It's wrongly assumed everyone can cook. The consequence is not just poor meals. Many of these people are suffering distress and are at risk of further illness. Plate of Care is my solution to this problem. I've created short online training modules for domestic food care. Presented on a user-friendly platform, their unique value is that they cover all those crucial issues for everyday people working in domestic kitchens. The self-paced modules combine short videos, fun animation, and simple quizzes, making learning very accessible. So crucial for my market segments who all need this same set of skills. Everyday people, employed, unemployed, migrant, or suddenly need to be a carer. There are safe food handling courses, but they're for commercial kitchens, not for private homes and shared accommodation. Even the best online option for training cooks and chefs in aged care is designed around commercial kitchens. Combining my passion for food and teaching experience, I coach carers on making healthy meals, run education workshops, and support my own client base. And I've written 4 recipe books. To create Plate of Care, I'm working with a team of allied health professionals, web designer and a videographer animator. A heart space element will be voiceovers by a talented NDIS participant. By subscription, each module will be $55 per person. With a staged launch, there are individuals and teams keen to purchase initial modules, giving return on investment in 3 years. With only 1% of the market, the business is viable. We expect to reach 20%, giving annual revenue of $1.9 million and making a difference in over 200,000 homes each year. This is a meal I made with a client recently. The initial 5 modules can be ready for market in 4 months. I'm seeking $100,000 for production and launch. If this project is for you, I'd welcome contact through my website. One day, it could be you or a loved one needing a plate of care.
Introducing Beyond Money, here's Morgan Hervé-Mignucci.
4 Australians out of 5 want sustainability and responsible criteria to guide their investment and purchasing decisions. We only vote every 3 years, but we use our money every single day. It's our best way to steer things in the direction we want. We all understand that our money has an impact beyond its value, but we don't have centralized, reliable, and actionable information to make our decisions. It's hard to change, and without the right tool, most of us just revert back to our old habits. Between the adoption rate for personal budgeting apps that aggregate financial institutions' data and the mainstreaming of climate or carbon calculators, there is a unique opportunity to make the most of those trends to help Australians better understand the impact of their financial decisions. We are Beyond Money, and we make it easy for Australians to put their money to good use. We collect and aggregate spending data from several sources. We analyze it. We help our financial sector customers pick themes that they care about, whether it's climate change, plastic waste, or human rights, so that they fully understand the impact that their money has. And most importantly, we help them identify ways to do something about it. By fully automating the most painful part of that process with our unique APIs, we help the Australian financial sector, and ultimately Australians, track their money's impact. Change to product or services providers more aligned with their preferences, and identify investment opportunities that also help them save money in the longer run. Beyond Money generates revenues from monthly and annual subscriptions. Subscriptions also help ensure our independence from corporate influences and help build trust with Australians that have had trust issues by years of greenwashing and other ineffective solutions. Down the road, our product could be of interest to more than 1.5 million Australians. With our current resources, we'll be able to reach out to the Big 4 banks and the leading Australian fintech firms, which brings our near-term opportunity around $10 million. For the background, our product operates at the intersection of the personal finance and the sustainable fintech markets. That's a total market in excess of $2 billion, growing at more than 5% annually. My name is Morgan Hervé-Mignucci, and I'm the founder of Beyond Money. This is not my first rodeo. I was recently part of the founding team of a widely successful Silicon Valley fintech startup. I've built and brought to market products of the same scale. I'm also a climate finance expert with some of my research published in the New York Times and the Financial Times. And now, I'd like you to reach out to discuss how you can help us in our journey by becoming a partner. If you're an Australian fintech or an NGO, please go to beyondmoney.com.au to check our products. We look forward to hearing from you.
How amazing was that? Congratulations to all the founders who pitched today. We're so proud to be part of your startup journey. We wish you so much success with your startups or whatever comes next. If you'd like to reach out to any or all of the teams that have pitched today, you'll find their contact details on the Enterprise website. Now it's time to make your final investment decisions. You have a few minutes left to make sure you're happy with where your 50K is going. While you do that, I'd like to let you know that applications are now open for our next cohort of startup founders, ready to begin the Born Global Incubator in August. Check our website, enterprise.space, for more information. Applications close soon. And if you're not a founder, but loved watching what we get up to, get in touch to talk about our corporate training options, or to register your interest in becoming a mentor. We are always looking for program partners across a wide range of activities here at Enterprise. Enterprise is funded by the Tasmanian Government, and the Born Global Incubator is supported by Aurora Energy. We're also supported by the City of Launceston, the City of Hobart, Startup Tasmania, and the Detached Cultural Organisation. Special thanks to our graphic artist Luke Morgan and filmmaker Bree Sanders for helping us pull Digital Demo Day together. You're always amazing to work with, and we appreciate all of the hard work. Thanks to everyone for watching. We'll see you next time.